88.5 UFM.
Such a jam. Hey. 88.5 UFM, the station that is all about you. Still the Midday Rally with Jay and Didi, 46 minutes past 2 p.m. Ooh, we have somebody special in the studio, a veteran actor, an icon, a legend. The Jim Iyke is in the studio.
Thank you.
You don't know how gassed I am right now. I am fulfilling my auntie's teenage dreams. When I was little, I wasn't allowed to watch her movies.
Oh, right.
But my auntie was obsessed, my goodness.
Oh,
So yeah, great to meet you.
And I think that we need to give a special greeting to Jim Iyke's sunshades, right? So Jim Iyke always
Right.
comes
through.
with his sunshades. So a special greeting to your sunshades.
Hi, Sunshades. Sunshade just took a bow. Thank you, guys. Appreciate
How are
it.
So
you doing?
welcome.
Awesome, Ike. This is a good time in life, when you're about to unleash your creative process and prowess to the highest, level where it will take a couple of years for everyone to catch up. So it's a great time.
I like it. And I think one thing about Jim Iyke is the confident talk. I'm always here for it. But before we go straight into this movie, I mean, everybody has been talking about this movie. You've done a couple of interviews. Let's go back 20 years ago. You've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
Right.
You went to the University of Jos, right?
Yeah.
You've read banking and finance and then did philosophy. How did you somehow find yourself in Nollywood?
It's a whole. I think we're going to need probably a couple of days to get this one through. But the good thing about it is that I am figuratively and literally what you call stumbling on what turned out to be a lifelong pursuit. I didn't think this was the deal. I was done with school. I finished school really early. I was about 19 and a half or so when I got my first degree. And the thing was, what's next? I'm of Igbo extract, as you all know. For Igbos, is a whole different thing. What am I saying? For African and Nigerians in particular, they plan your life from inception before you're born
Right.
to when you're going to the grave. I mean, I really commend you guys and the millennials that your forge of will and has started changing the narrative somewhat. But then it was, you're going to be a doctor. God help you if somehow you don't measure up to the dreams of your parents. So they planned a whole different thing. Good thing I lived that dream to at least my first degree. So I gave them what they wanted. And I said, from now on, I'll take it from here. It's about what I want. So it wasn't the plan. No, it was one day I was broke with my friends. We were looking for money to go to the club and hang out. And so they were calling this audition. And I went out there. They said, hey, I think Jim should go. They actually nominated me to go raise money for Boys for Beer that night. And then when I went over, it turned out to be a whole different story. So the word stumbling on your life pursuit, on your career, it's what happened. I got in there. There were the big wigs all over the place. I'm third generation Nollywood, by the way. First being Kenny Okonkwo and Ketension and the others. Second being Ramsey Noah, Memekike, what's the one that taught the guy with a scar? I can't remember.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about,
yes,
yeah?
yes,
So a whole bunch of them were in that era, and they came to my school before that time and stole everybody's girlfriends. So I was looking at these guys. I went out there, did my thing, came out. And I remember my girlfriend then was asking me, how did it go? How was it? Because they chased everybody out to shoot inside.
Yeah.
And I told her, I think I just found what I was born to do.
Oh, wow.
Seriously, I said that. The rest was all uphill, of course. My parents didn't see my vision. They thought I was crazy. My dad said, yeah, well, it's a good thing you finished this early. Take a couple of months, go live your fantasy, come back and get out of the country, go do what you're supposed to do. But I persisted so badly that at some point they kicked me out of the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so it took 2 years to come back, and by the time I came back, I was a freaking star, man.
What a
I think
story.
that deserves
Oh, my
an
God.
applause. I mean, because a lot of the stories we hear, when they gave birth to me, I was already acting.
Nah,
I've been acting, so it's amazing to hear
I
someone
was
say-
horrible at it at first.
Oh, wow.
But that was, I knew there was an awakening when I did it the first time, and 10 minutes into it, I knew that this was where I was born to rule.
Right, that's beautiful. So let's talk about Bad Comments, right?
Yes.
You are starring in this and you're the executive producer.
Yes,
Tell us
ma'am.
about this. How did this come about? What are you expecting people to take away from this? And I know you're one of those people with the most clever comebacks when it's time to tackle them trolls.
yeah.
So yeah, let us know the process, everything.
Yeah, I see you did your homework well, my dear. I come from a home. First of all, let me talk about that clever comeback thing.
Yeah.
I come from a home where we do this for fun. We do this for sport.
You guys tackle each other.
I have 6 sisters. I'm the only son. So basically, my girls and I, please don't be on the wrong side of the camp, you know.
Oh my God.
So I will ride my sisters till they'll cry, and then when they rally and come after me, I end up fighting everybody, and then they won't cook for me for a week. So people don't understand the kind of home I came from. And I remember back in the day, 5 of my sisters are married now. A lot of them, the shooters that used to come then, we used to take time and yap them.
Oh my God.
You know, so we do this. We talk to each other like that. We laugh. We don't take ourselves seriously. It's sport at home. I recall I was on a road trip from Atlanta once. We're going to Miami. A couple of my friends in the car, and I was talking to my dad. And what I was saying to my dad, one of them, like, he's an American kid. So you understand, for an African guy to be talking like that.
Way.
So like, are you talking to your dad like that? So I'm like, you should hear what the old man is saying to me on the other end of the line. You know?
Oh, your dad was in on this
Are
too.
you telling me?
Oh, wow.
My dad calls me names that I cannot even repeat on radio. Okay,
wow.
so I mean, we just had our early morning fight about money. Of course, we did a deal. He stole my money. So we're like that. That's how we are at home. So when I see these so-called trolls come at me like that, I say, come on, man, this is extracurricular for me.
Oh my God.
You know, so back coming in particular, the reason was I went away for about 5-6 years and focused on my businesses. I was really tired of creating entities and putting in the hands of people that were far less passionate than I was, and then they were running to the ground. So I came to that Rubicon where I started questioning: is this it for me? Is this what I want my kids remember me by? And I have 2 boys now. Then I was thinking, what am I leaving on the sands of time? What legacy am I leaving? Am I just that actor, producer? That's it for me. And I had to dust up my other skill set and went back into finance, went back into creating small businesses that grew into mid and large entities. And we did that for a while until when I was done with my last set, and my sister who happens to be MD of one of my entities, said, so that is it. Acting is done and dusted. I say, yeah, I mean, they didn't even pay better money. Wait till they go. No shade though, but I mean, so what? She said, no, that's not it. This is what you're born to do. You're not the kind of guy, because every time they come up with this, I'll complain. She said, no. You're the do person. You're the person that as soon as you conceive it, you make it come alive. Whatever it is, there's a shortcoming there. I dare you to go back and make a statement. So Bad Comment was that overstatement that she dared me to make. I decided I needed to create a movie. I didn't want it to be a Nollywood, Bollywood, or
anything just
Hollywood
regular,
film.
basic. Yeah.
I didn't want that box. I didn't want that frame of reference. I wanted a movie that was universally viable. And in order to do that, where Mexican, a Spanish guy, an African can see this movie and take something of himself away from there, I needed a common denominator. The common denominator that I perceived that time that I needed to tell a story around was the internet, the social media space. Whether you're 2 years old to 90 years old, you will, one way or the other, directly and indirectly, be a part of this space. So we had to create Bad Comment to be that space. The story had to consecrate around it, so that anybody, irrespective of creed, religion, class, or political affiliation, or religious affiliation, can watch this movie and enjoy it, and it will resonate with them.
Right.
So that was what we created, a movie that was universally viable, that is world class, that lacks absolutely no frame of reference. Is just a beautiful piece of work, and my best so far.
All right, his best so far. So we're going to go for a quick break, play the trailer for Bad Comments, and then come back to talk more with Jim Iyke.
88.5 UFM.
I found every one of you. You came after me. You destroyed everything that I stood for. You found me on Twitter. You found me on Instagram. You found me on Facebook. Your comments. Your 5 hate-filled comments.
You beat an old man.
Frank, all this is a devil. What is going on in my life?
Franco, she might clear you. You didn't borrow money.
This is to clearly state that I own your life.
Have you been online?
I've treated everybody fairly. Haven't I not?
Boss, I need you to calm down, please.
Are you gonna tell me that you've never done anything like that before?
I had that girl for 6 months.
What?
Natasha Adebayo. None of them look like online trolls. They're lions online and then cats in real life.
Oh, hi! I've heard so much about you.
It's a little louder.
Find them. I want to know where they live. I want to know who their friends are, who their families are, where they work, who they work for. We know how he or she operates.
Your father is a herbalist.
What did you say?
Worry not the carry last man.
What's it go?
What is people?
When they tryna hold me, I go zoom, zoom, zoom. When they tryna hold me, I go zoom, zoom, zoom. Don't like your vibe and I go zoom, zoom, zoom. Knowing not the wolf and it go boom, boom, boom. Don't you ever treat me like I do.
It's alright.
Bad energy, I
Half of your social media followers are not your fans.
when I got me caught up to you. When they tryna.
All right, and that was the trailer for Bad Comments, starring Jim Iyke, also doubles as executive producer, Sharon Oja, Osasiko Daro, Iniedo, Chiwetalo Ago, AY Makun, out in cinemas on the 27th of August, 2021. And of course, the Jim Iyke is still in the studio with us. Ooh, quite intense.
Listening to that, there's a balance, right? There is how intense it is, because this is actually really serious. Trolls are getting out of hand, and then there's a comedy aspect of everything where it's like, what's going on here? This is funny, but then serious at the same time. And I also like how it was told from the perspective of the person getting trolled and the trolls, because most of the time these guys are faceless. So putting a face to them, like, they are so bold because they feel like nobody knows who they are, and they can just say anything.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, Charlie done a review.
She has. So you're intense, my dear. You have to keep me on my toe. I have to tell you that. But you know, this also came from really personal experiences. A few years ago, I don't know if you guys recall, I was shooting a reality show then called Jamaican Unscripted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was representing Virgin Atlantic, so they just moved office to Ghana and said we have to, fly from Ghana to every part of the world. We're doing basically about 10, 12 countries a year per season. So I got to Ghana, then Camaro just came out, the convertible. Okay. So I got one and had him ship it to Ghana.
Okay.
I was coming out of the car to a press interview. This guy, really nice guy, I have to say, came to me and said, hey, I want a picture. I said, okay. Took a picture. He said he wants me to stand next to the car for the next picture. I said, okay. Next, he said he wants to stand next to the car for a picture. I said, fine. Next, he says he wants to go into the car, that I will take the picture.
Bro.
I said, bros, come on now. You're pushing it,
Bro.
So, I wanted to go, he started saying stuff, about being, arrogant and all that. And there was a woman that was there, but like, dude, just allow you to take 3 pictures. Come on, why would you want to go into the car? But if you go in there and plan something. So he was saying a lot of crazy stuff, and I didn't want to listen to him. I just left him and walked away. There are days you just let them have their, you know something is about to stop something bigger for you.
So you just say,
I said, don't worry, I prayed and casted and binded all the things. So nothing for you today. Anyways, I didn't know he was that offended. Dude went into the internet and took an accidented Camaro, a convertible. Mine is black. He took a midnight blue one. That was the closest color. Found it, posted it online, and said I just had an accident. I was in life support fighting for my life somewhere.
What?
I'm telling you, within that time as well, within that time, they scheduled me to shoot in 5 countries in 1 week for Unscripted. So I left the country. I was shooting Frankfurt, Zurich, Amsterdam, London, and one other country. Anyway, I left. So they couldn't reach me for 5 days when the news came out.
So people were worried.
My mom passed out. My mom was in hospital for high blood pressure. My sisters, my whole family was upside down. Nobody could find me. Fourth day, I just called in to say, hey, what's going on? How you guys doing? And everybody was crying like, we know this happened. Because in my final year, I had a bike accident. My leg was hanging up somewhere for 3 months. I swore my girlfriend to secrecy, that she didn't tell my family and all that. So my mom thought it was a repeat thing. She was like, I know you're hurt somewhere and you're not just saying it, just typical. I was forced to do a video in my birthday suit. Like, she made me bend backwards, split, did my karate stuff just to show her I was fine. And then she got better the next day. So when I went to, I had to cut the strip short, went back. When I saw her, I decided that I was going to pay this guy back. So I spent resources, brought in some really bad guys, and we found him. It took 2 weeks, but we found him. I don't want to talk about it on radio after that, but we did find him. The police took what was left of the idiot when we went down, and then at the end of the day, it's just that this is live. It happens. There are trolls that want to hurt you seriously, and then sometimes they go after the wrong person.
Yeah, but that is really intense. Doing that to somebody that you do not know because of a picture.
I mean, if it was me, I would have let it go. But you don't play with
family. Exactly.
I mean, how about if something had gone for my mom has passed, of course, now. But how about if something had happened?
And triggered something.
So I just decided I'm going to put him somewhere, and then his parents will come visit him, and his mom will cry a bit, and then you understand what it means. That words have effect. There's cause and effect of everything you do in life, and then there are people that you might think you're hurting them, but you're hurting a community. They come from somewhere, from someone's uncle, brother, and friend. So you just don't do that, and that's the crux of what this movie is about. We're trying to say that in this space called the internet, I mean, we should conduct ourselves with decorum. You understand? The narrative, like she said, was across all divides. We had to put a searchlight on everybody. We, the so-called celebrities, are we doing too much? Are we, our ostentatious lifestyles, throwing it in people's faces? Is it enough to say that there are far more elegant, classier ways you can show your wealth and your success without rubbing it in people's faces? Now, I remember I used to feel bad when some of these stars come back in the day to our school then and act up and take some of my friends' girlfriends, But then on the other side too, I mean, is it enough to attack people? Do you want to emulate people's lifestyle? Everybody's got a struggle. Everybody's dealing with something. Rich, poor, middle class, whatever. Don't think the person you're looking at as an exhibition that his life is better than yours. If I tell you half the story, you're not going to believe it. So it's a beautiful movie, really. It's
all right, and it's out on the 27th of August. That's next week, Friday. But before we talk more about the movie and then sort of wrap up the conversation, we have to play a game because I think things just became quite intense after that story. We always like to play a quick game with our guests when they come through, and this is a quick one. This is just called This or That.
This or that.
Yeah, this or that.
So we'll give you two options. You pick one.
Okay, great.
All right, let's go.
All right. So
swallow or rice?
Rice.
Early bird or night crawler?
Early bird. Yeah.
Wristwatches or sunshades?
Sunshades. Come on, man. You want to be like?
I put that in there. Video meetings or in-person meetings? Video meetings or in-person meetings?
In person. I like to feel the energy of the person.
Okay. Streaming platforms or live performances?
Live, of course. Can't get any better.
Producer or actor?
Because you've done both. So.
I've done both. I like being an actor.
All right.
Yeah, producing comes with a lot of headache, bro. Just let you know.
Thank you so much for coming through, Jim Iyke. So again, tell people when this movie is coming out, where they can find it and all of that, everything they need to know.
Hi guys, my name is Jim Iyke. My best work yet is called Back Coming. It's coming out 27th of August in cinemas near you, and let me promise you, it's the best film of the year, so there's no point. Go see it.
Okay.
All right.
I like it.
You heard it here first.
I like
film
it.
of the year.
The confident talk. So I feel like this Burna Boy song that we're using to close off this interview is the best song to wrap up the conversation.
Right.
Way Too Big by Burna Boy coming through. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you for having me.
All right.
88.5 UFM.